Hello, welcome back to another race commentary video. This week we are at IMSA and we're at Daytona. I'm racing the GTE class, we're in the Ferrari. In this race we're
I
qualified...
can catch a few words in Spanish, but not with that much noise.
Where do we start this race? I actually can't remember position. I think I qualified 7th. I'll check when we come across the line. I'm going to try and do a few more cockpit views this race, just so you kind of see what I can see. The only thing missing would be the virtual rear view mirror at the top, but
Scares me when people are ad-sending people on the backstretch on the face lap.
so we're just about to go green. P7. I'm on the inside. I always prefer being on the inside of Daytona. I've done quite a few races at Daytona this week. I've had 3 wins actually. Usually starting near the front. And we're almost... There we go. Right, we're green.
Green.
Stand into turn 1. Really crazy actually. Really kind of dumb. I've not seen this, and I saw it actually twice during this race, that this guy actually, he went really early, and apparently apparently it's fine to just overtake on the apron now under the yellow line. So
Wow, George.
that actually really triggered me, because the previous race that I had done, I actually was second and I got punted into a wall and destroyed my whole car, and I finished last, so I lost a huge amount of iRating. So coming to this race I wasn't little incident there. We'll have a look at this incident. I don't know what happened here. What car was this? So coming into this race I was a bit like not the happiest of boys. What happened here? Oh, okay, that's interesting. So who's this? This is Matthias. What happened here? Why was he going so slow, that other guy? So he's P2, I think. So that's P. Yeah, so that's P1. P2 comes to the corner. It's like he ran wide and he's just trying to like slow the car down like a lot. I mean, obviously it's up to the car behind to avoid incidents.
It's now 24 Celsius.
So another incident that seems to have occurred on the first lap was down back of the field. We're looking at P15 coming into the corner. It looks like, I don't know what happened here. Let's have a little look. Which car is this? Who are we looking at? It's this BMW. So he runs what I said, 3 wide is someone. Oh, he comes shooting down the outside. That is brave. Not seen that before, but it didn't work out. Like, Jesus, what happened with these guys? So we've got a car flipping. Oh, and what a mess! All because that one guy. He came from so far back. I don't know why. Like, just trying to go around the outside of 2 cars into turn 1 on the first lap. Like, just fucking relax, people. This is a Pornhub car getting taken out by a like. So really, this guy caused all this. Why did he even hit that guy? Oh, so he's braking to avoid this shit. This guy hasn't even not really paying attention. Takes him out. And what's going on behind? Everyone's kind of stopping. Let's see how this BMW does. Does he? I mean, yeah.
White flag?
You might as well just.
Man.
He's done the right thing.
Sorry,
Like,
man.
you might as well just stop and wait. Because what are you gonna do, really?
Man.
So,
Sorry, man.
I think we're still in 7th because I lost a place at the start. I can't remember if I lost anything on the outside, and then we gained 1 place where that guy spun. Okay, so. One thing that's tricky is when you're on this circuit, particularly this corner here, so my brake marker for this corner is this line, this piece of where the white line ends. That's my brake marker. So when you've got a car, you'll see later probably that when you've got a car behind a car slipstreaming, you can't see it. So we can't see the apex there on the left. We pretty much just guess. Quite a tricky track here. You need to pull at least a second on the infield to not get slipstreamed on the next 2 sections. Anything that if say you're trying to pull a gap,
To silver ahead is now 2.6.
so you're trying to pull a gap, you need to have at least a second minimum. Otherwise, they'll generally pull you in. So braking quite early because these guys are side by side. One thing I found recently in this race and the previous race I did when I did this race was a lot of people are driving too aggressive on the first lap. Like you'll see me, if 2 people like this right here, if I see 2 people side by side or 3 wide into a corner, I'm just gonna back out of it. Like here, like I'm not.
What are you doing, man?
Like another guy on the apron, that's not the racetrack.
He came down on me.
So that's not like. So this is another epic incident here. So where is this? So this was the second time I got kind of triggered. I'm pretty much on the inside, but he's decided to just. I could see him in my mirror, and he kind of pushed himself on the inside, which bugged me. We got a guy up here overtaking on the apron. Like that's not the racetrack. You're not.
I was there. He came down on me.
You can't do that. So this guy's got me on the inside, and then he just runs wide.
Why are you so bad?
So I asked him why he's so bad. I didn't get an answer. Oh, so we actually have a. Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh, we have a big bin behind. What do we have here? We have. So this is actually the guy behind us. So David's run wide and nudged into me, which is lucky that it didn't turn out worse for us. That was this David K, and then we got David. What's going on here? So Marco.
Why are you so?
So I don't know. This guy ran wide as well. It looked like, because there's no reason he should be over there. There's plenty of room. That's kind of unfortunate, because there was room. I don't know if I don't know why he. Did he just kind of not leave enough? That's kind of 6 of 1, half a dozen of the other. Where did this guy come from? Oh, this was the guy in 3rd. Oh, so 3rd place has had an incident. So this is why I never brake too late for turn 1.
Why are you so bad?
I just don't bother braking late for turn 1. I always make sure I brake with enough time. So let me just check out this incident so we know fully what happened. Oh, another car got tussled in this as well. So up ahead here we've got these guys not giving each other enough room. So they've binned. So P3's binned. These 2 guys have binned, and they're P. What do we have here? 9 and 8 and 9. And then we've got a car on 11th place. I mean, yeah, I definitely feel like David, you literally just need to like stop. So he got semi-collected, but not too bad. He's going to keep going. Was that everything in that corner? I think so.
Come on, man.
So that was a really messy turn 2. What's going on here? Oh my god. So we got. What's he doing here? Did he brake late? Did he even brake? Jesus, the braking point is like after this last white line, like here. He doesn't brake till here. This guy's coming, absolutely sending it down the outside. He's trying to send it down the outside, because that's how you drive. I don't know if this guy has damage, but he's crawling. Okay, so lap 2 is kind of crazy. We've even got a GT3 car come through. Let's move back towards where we are. Okay, so we are what? So we got 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. We're 6th.
The second impact was my bad.
Currently 6th.
I just went too high.
So that's David. I think that is David apologising.
When you put me on the apron and then went too late into the corner, yeah.
So that was David apologising for running wide into turn 1,
I couldn't
which
hear you.
was honestly lucky that we didn't just completely bin. But that's all good. Okay, so we're just right on board. We're on lap 2. Currently P7, I think I said. 6. So again, I'm not braking hard, aggressively late. There's 3 guys ahead of me. I know that I've got the toe coming out of this corner. I also don't like overtaking into the bus stop. I've seen a million people bin it trying to do that. But we got the toe. We can see the cars ahead. And across the line any second, and we'll see what position we're in. We're in 6th.
Go inside, good.
So we're
Hopefully let's keep
P6.
off.
As you can see, I lift off, I brake nice and early. Giving guys room, I don't need, there's like, they've got, I'm here to pressure, but I'm also not here to punt. Switch out to a TV cam so we can get a better view. It's all pretty close. We've got, so it looks like Matthew's run wide, but he's held his position. We've got David right on the gearbox. I'm following closely
Thanks,
behind.
right.
And we've got Damien not far behind. So we're on lap 3. Running P6. Started 7th, so technically we started 9th. Yeah, so we're up 3 currently. Coming onto the bank turn. Really important to get good exits when you enter both of the oval sections. The bus stop is one of those corners where it's really tempting to overcook it, but I really try not to brake late. It's so tempting. You know, my brake mark is in between the 2 and that yellow pole, and you can brake at the yellow pole, but you know, the amount of times that I've seen people bin in it going into the bus stop section, especially side by side. So we've got a really good run on David up ahead. The 2 guys ahead of us are really tight. So as I'm coming down here, I'm watching the guys ahead more, because I'm just preparing for the inevitable punt which will occur for sure. So as you see, I lift off pretty early on the brakes. Little lock up, but we're all good, and that is
Looks like P1 has gone
super
off in
close.
turn 1.
Super close to David.
That was a good job, everybody.
We make it through okay, but there was a car on the right up here. Who's this? Let's have a little look. Oh, this was P1. So this again, this is what I try not to brake late for turn 1. I literally lift off, coast in, and then I get the brakes on. I try and brake straight and just bend it in. It looks like he's actually, what's happened here? So here's what's happened here. He's still braking, trying to slow the car down into turn 1. He's turning in, and then he just lifted off the brake quite suddenly, and that will always spin around the Ferrari because this rear engine, all the weight's at the back. But he actually did a really good job here of backing the car up, moving out the way. So that was really good. Let's see how he rejoins the track. So he's alongside me. I think I go
That was
clear.
a good job, everybody.
So yeah, that was a really tight, all 4 of us pretty tight into that corner. We're on lap 4, he's by my side. I can get on the power early, use all the track if you can. He's got pressure from Damien, but so we've got Jean-Luc who was first. He's down behind us, which I guess is 6, because I would potentially be 5th now because he's behind me. Really close running on TV cam too. So the guy who's currently first, he's pulling a pretty big gap, because while we fight, obviously he's got less to worry about, and he can just get his... Oh wait a minute, is that him there? Hold on. Wait, where's first? What happened to him? Because he was... I swear he was quite far ahead. Oh. Yeah, I'm literally just saying how far he would have had a huge gap at that point. Like if we go rear chase, I mean look where we are. He's a turn ahead of us. So he's come into this corner and he's just dropped the rear end, probably trying to brake too late. It didn't actually end up too bad for him, because normally you go 180. He's kind of done the right thing. He's just kind of put the car up high because we're going to be carrying more speed, but he should be able to just drop in back into second where he actually was before.
You're blinking. I cannot tell where you are now.
So we'll look back. Let's go cockpit, because I remember I was...
Hold up.
Alright, this is on board with me. So I brake nice and early because these guys are way too tight. And then we get... I think we get a car on the left here. Yeah. So I thought this was completely stupid and ridiculous. So as you can see, the two cars ahead of me, yeah, are they're all really tight, and I've seen so many crashes here that I'm literally just expecting a crash. So I brake nice early, not too early that is silly, but look at the absolute send from the guy who was first. What is that? And it's lap, what are we on, lap 4? I keep it tight, but I'm not gonna throw my
That
whole
was silly, man.
I'm not gonna throw my whole race away because of this guy. So what are we in now? 1, 2, 3, 5th. We're in 6th. But I thought that was a silly move. We've got this guy who's got. We both had a bad exit. So this guy's got a huge run. Damien coming on to lap 5. Right on board with me. Oh no! Don't do that! No! Don't do that! No! Okay. So I'm just slowing it down nice and easy. Jean so the last lap he messed up that corner, and it is a sketchy corner, so you come into the corner the next time you might take it a little bit slower. So these guys aren't going that quick. I'm up the inside. We'll see how it goes up into turn, I don't know what this is, what, 3, 4? So I back out of that one. Sometimes I have overtaken people around the outside of there, because then you get the inside. You get the inside of this corner if you go on the outside of the previous one. But if you don't know a driver,
I think P5 has been in turn 2.
right? So I broke early there as well because I'm just like, I'll try and just get a run. Everyone's here still, and I know I'm quick because I think I actually messed up my quali lap a little bit, so I was a little bit out of position, but we'll see how it goes. I remember this is off the back of a pretty awful race, so I was not. I was pretty. I wanted to win, but I also really just wanted a clean race, so I was quite conscious of that. We have Matthias, who's 8th. He's not that far behind. Oh, I have a huge lockup. I forgot about this. So coming in, where did I brake? Oh, I completely missed my brake marker. So I normally brake here. I normally brake here in between the 2 and the pole. That's where I normally brake. I went too late, and I've done it before in practice where I broke quite late and tried to turn in, and the car with the rear engine car, the back end will just break out. So I just think, right, screw this, I'll just go straight through. So I would have got a slowdown here. And the key with the slowdown is obviously not to lose as little as you can. One of the best ways I've found is to just lift off for like a second and then just throw your foot back on the throttle, and then just make sure that thing still ticks down and down and down. If it kind of slows right down, just don't make it so you get a black flag, 'cause that's the worst. GT3 car drops it into turn 1. Luckily stays out of everyone's way. How does he react to being spun? Oh, he goes straight back to the pits. Okay. So coming across the line, we are going to be 8th. 8th across the line. 9th is not far behind. We've got 9th and 10th pretty close still. So we've got a bit of a gap to make up here. All the leaders are pretty close. Coming into this section, always hit the apex, get on the power early, use the left side if you need. We can see everyone ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Everyone's ahead of us, so I know I've got good pace, good race pace, so I'm pretty confident I can catch. So far it's been okay. There was a lot of messiness in the first 2 laps. I've made a mistake. Got on the power early. I don't know what the gap is here. I wish in replays you could see more stuff like relatives and a bit more data. Like the results screen was as you watch the replay, not just the end. So yeah, we have fallen back a little bit. I'll spin it forward, see what we can see if we can catch up on the bus stop. I'll give a little tip on the bus stop, how I take the bus stop. So I brake at about 2.5, well, in between 2 and that cone. I go drop down, straight down to 4th. I roll it in, usually get on, you can usually cut the grass a little bit here, there's no off track. But I coast in, so I go down to 4th, roll it in, then brake hard down to 3rd, and then and get on the power as early as you can and throw it out. And you can use a little bit of this grass on the left. You can also cut that on the right. You can come across here, you can go across that yellow thing a little bit more than that, and you can cut a little bit more of that on the left without an off track. Obviously it's quite hard when you just throwing it in, down, fourth, brake hard, third, turn in. Sometimes you can get the line wrong and lose a bunch of time. So let's see what we can do. I'm probably going to close a gap into turn 1. Okay, so now we are straight back in this race on the gearbox of 7th place. We'll see how this pans out. GT3 car running wide, Sven into turn 1. It's a hard corner, turn 1. This is why I brake early and get it done. Oh! Yep, I've been there. He's rocking the Jägermeister livery. Little oversteer. He's probably on the left. He's still ahead. If we can get close, coming out of the corner in 2 corners time, then we might be able to get him on the inside of the bus stop, which I don't actually like doing because I've been overtaken and I've overtaken in the bus stop before, and it's horrible because you have no awareness of where. See there, right there, I lifted off early and broke early because I can't see my brake marker, which is that piece of tarmac on the right, that white line. So he's pushed up high. I don't bother following. Probably 0.7 off the bumper. We've definitely got a tow. Like I said, you need to have at least a 1 second gap minimum. So I lift off because I'm not interested in any kind of overtake into this corner. Down to 4th, roll it in, brake hard down to 3rd, on the power. Take some grass, it's all good. Right, so here, I'm quite happy to overtake into turn 1 because I always make sure to hit my brake marker. Will he give me the inside? Yes, he does. It's quite easy to defend turn 1 because the inside line is way quicker if there's a car on the outside. And I think if we go clear, maybe not quite, he might have still been on the left. Let's have a little look, see how far behind.
Looks like P6
Oh, so he
has
actually
gone off
lost.
in turn 1.
He lost 2 places in that transaction. How did this happen? So I came in on the
P6 has gone
inside,
off in turn 2.
and Radlislav, he lifted off early and just kind of coasted in. Oh, we have a spinner. Who was that? Who's that? Oh, it's Jean-Luc again. Oh, he's really struggling with turn 1. Oh, okay. So what happened to this guy? Did he go through? So he's taking a very tight line and just. Oh, so he got a little bit of oversteer. He's tried to catch it, and then he's just fully spun it. At least he kept it out of the wall. Could have been a lot worse, man. So we come through. That's twice now he's binned it in that corner, and I think there was one other time where he was really slow. So he's lost a few places. Yeah, you need to move your brake bias forward a little bit if you're locking the rears that easy. Because a lot of time, brake bias is usually a personal preference, but a lot of the time,
The gap in front
having
is
a
now
more
2.4 seconds.
having a more 50-50 brake bias is probably quicker, technically. But me personally, I like to have mine a tiny bit more forward. Because if you lock the front, you can deal with it, you can manage it, you can lift off and get back on it. So I run my brake bias at 50.0, I think, or 50.1. And I think the Craig's setup, which I run, is at like I run 51 and Craig's is at 50, so I added like 1% to the front. And it's purely just for when I'm racing, I don't have to panic the rears are going to lock up. Because if the rears lock up in the Ferrari, and the thing's going around in a circle, there's nothing you can do. So let's have a little recap as we come on to lap 9. Let's head towards the leaders. So first place, George, coming on to lap 9. Matthias, second. Might have a run on him here. Third place, Gonzalo. Fourth, David. How close are these guys up ahead? He's having a little look. He's going to try and get a good exit. Not quite. Alright, so third, fourth, fifth, Demian. 6.
The
Alright.
track temper.
Welcome.
Oh, side by side, GT3 side by side to the bus stop. Oh, his Marcus getting absolutely toasted. We got another car running wide into turn 1, decides to just almost park it. It's better than trying to save it and go into the wall. So we're running 6. Radoslav 7th, right behind. Let's spin it forward. So we've got a gap to close down. We are... It looks to me like the leaders are... Try and have a look come out this corner. So I'm probably about 0.9. Whereas but these guys are going to pull each other along quite easily. There's a bit of a gap here, maybe a second and first. Let's go to glimpse pretty good man. So second and first coming into the bus stop, nothing to see. Everyone's keeping it pretty civil. You can see my line through there, how I cut that grass, cut the grass, break down to third, get on the power, cut. Yeah, you can take quite a lot of grass there. I might have got an off track.
Oh, Luke, track limits, come on.
Yeah, good one. We have another instant into where we are now. Is this the bus stop? So side by side to the bus stop. Yeah, this is just kind of silly, isn't it? But it didn't end too badly until, I don't know what happened there, like he tried to get on the power or something. Didn't work out in the end. So we'll go on board with Damien because the two guys ahead of him are real close. Side by side into turn 1. You really can't do the outside here. And one thing I don't...
Come on, baby.
Oh, they touch. They both run wide. Let's go chase cam. Let's have a look. Does he go up the
Hit
inside?
up straight.
They just about hold it together, but he's backed out. He probably could have taken at least one position out of that exchange. All this is letting me catch right up because I was probably about a second behind on the last lap, and now I'm right there. So, but this also means that the gap to first and second is...
I can't hear you, but you came across the nose, man.
So that's those two guys talking. Where's the guy behind? He's pretty close. I'm trying to stay
After
close.
I touch you a break when you dive bombed me.
I'm trying to stay close to get a good run out of here because I'm ready to fight now. We're a few laps in. At the start of a race, I'll always take, and if I see an opportunity, I'll go for it. But I always do try and keep it safe. But when we get later in the race, I'll race harder. I'll race harder in the race rather than on lap. First few laps, but we're on to current lap 10. I think it's what is this race? 26 lap race, so we got 16 more laps. So I'm bringing it nice and slow. These guys are running a little bit slower than me, so I had to lock a little brake, but we're all good. So we'll see if we can get a run, but I don't think so because the draft here is probably going to neutralise. I don't know if we have any good chase. Let's go check on the leaders. Are they close? Late braking. Oh! We have a punt! What happened? Wow, okay.
Alright, I'll be protesting you.
Oh! Oh, okay, you can't protest that. He literally just... He turned in. I mean... I don't know where he expected him to go. Like, Gonzalo... I don't know where Gonzalo expected him to go. Did he just, like... expect him to lift off? Because that's probably not going to happen. He literally just turned in as if he wasn't even there, to be honest. Like, there's no lines on the road, but with your eyes, you can see that this darkened line that you're on, that's the racing line. And there's a car on your left. Where's he going to go? Is he going to go in the pit? Like, there's a bit of no common sense there, really. And what's kind of crazy is he actually... That was karma. That's some karma right there. Took him out.
I'll be protesting you.
His car's absolutely mullered. So what happens here? So wasn't there another car? Oh, there's the green car. Oh, what happened here? So he was witnessing this.
Alright, I'll be protesting you.
And he's locked his brake. He's locked his brake to avoid the incident. I actually wouldn't mind seeing this from my cockpit view because this was probably kind of crazy. So this is what I saw during the race.
We think P5 has binned it in
What
turn
are we on?
1.
Lap 11, turn 1. big bin.
Alright,
I
I'll
slowed
be
the car
protesting
right
you.
down. Didn't expect him to. I had to thread that between a spinning Lambo and the wall.
That was as intentional as it gets.
So David's saying that was
Who
intentional.
was that? Gonzalez?
I'm asking who did it because I wasn't 100% sure. We got.
I can't understand what you're saying with your crappy mic.
Okay, so we're into this section. His car's damaged. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get by. I mean, what did I gain? I'm up to 4th. I guess if I pass this guy, that'll be 3rd. His car's pretty toast. There's no way he's gonna. I mean, I can't remember what happened, but I would be pretty sure that you can't fight that. Who's behind us? So we've got a huge gap behind. So 9th has gained, I don't know how many places. So I'm right on his gearbox. His car's toast, so I think I back off, and I'm probably going to get a good exit, and then just get him on. Yeah, so we've got a much better exit. I just kind of backed off into the bus stop.
The track
Get
temps
a good exit.
increasing. It's now 25 Celsius.
Am I alongside? I don't think I do. I think I might drop back into the slipstream. I really want the inside line, but he's not giving it to me. And I just saw this guy take out someone else, so I'm not that keen on racing this guy. I probably just back out into turn 1. Yeah, I lift off. Oh, he runs wide. Okay. So that actually worked out for me. So let's go cockpit. So we're on left. He's not. I back out just to make sure that my line is correct. He completely missed his marker. I get the inside line on the power, and away we go. So we're technically up to 3rd, but he's running wide as well. So now we got to pull away. We have to pull away a second before the oval starts if we're going to make that gap. Let's go and see what the gap is to these guys. Let's see when they come into the corner how far behind I am. Oh, they're there already. What's that? We count 1, 2, 3, 4. It's probably 4 or 5 seconds I'm behind. 5 seconds. My count's probably off. So probably about 5 seconds off 1st and 2nd.
The gap to Perez ahead is increasing. It's now 1.3 seconds.
So I guess at this point I'm probably hoping that.
Really? Fucking idiot.
We could go have a look at that, see what that was. Oh, looks like a.
Really? Fucking idiot.
Okay, so this is. So what happened here? Is this a? This is a. Okay, so this is. Are they racing for position? He just comes down the inside, and I don't know. To be honest, it's almost a 50-50 because there's really not enough room here for a car, and he kind of ran a tiny bit wide at the start of the corner, but I mean,
Really? Fucking idiot.
yeah, like, honestly, I don't know. I think that might be 50-50 on who's to blame for that one. So now I'm at the stage in the race. Did I manage to pull a gap? I did pull a gap to the guy who's now 4th. 5th's pretty far back. 6th's pretty far back.
Keep it within the track limits.
I will say though that as much as those guys took each other out racing, it was actually unfortunate because going down the inside is usually a pretty safe bet into turn 1. I mean, he did it to me and he actually took me out, and then he tried to do it to another guy and he got taken out, which is that David guy, which is unlucky the second time. But yeah, you got to choose your moments, and sometimes people
I'll
aren't.
be protesting it and I'll be putting you on the list.
And so David's protesting and putting that guy on the list. He's not getting any Christmas presents. So now, so it's paid off for me to actually just back off a little bit in some of these situations and just push hard. So a lot of times what I'll do, if I was in that situation during a race and
Perez. He's getting closer. The gap's come down to 0.31.
Let's say I was behind a group of slower
Okay,
cars.
Luke, keep doing what you're doing. This is spot on. 20 minutes remaining. You've got 20 minutes left.
20 minutes left in the session. If I was behind a group of slower cars, and I was losing a few seconds a lap, to say we're racing for position and I'm in like third, I'm behind first and second, and we're going like a second slower than I feel like we can. I've done it. Done it before. Pit early and get out in clean air and just put in really good laps, really solid laps. So when you're battling and you're close, you lose so much time. So that's kind of my hope up here, is that first and second, they just race. I mean, look at them. I mean, he's going wide into turn 1. Going first is going wide out on the exit.
P4's gone off in turn 6.
You know, they're kind of battling, taking slower lines. They're doing slower laps. We'll see what their lap is actually coming across the line over here.
Stewards have warned us about track limits.
I'm cutting the track, trying to catch up. Are we catching up? So we're both on the oval. They're still a good chunk ahead. Let's see what they do down into turn 1. Real close. I don't know if he has a look. I mean, who is this? That's not the racing track, bro. What is this? See, this is the thing. He overtook me off the racing track, and he apparently thinks that that's the racetrack. It isn't the racetrack. That yellow line is the racetrack. Don't get it. Goes wide. So they've done 42.9, 43.1. What am I doing behind? 42.4. So I'm actually at least half a second a lap quicker than first and second, because they're fighting, because they're not slow, but they're battling.
Thank you.
Saying thank you to Sven.
No
Alright, Luke,
problemo.
you're gaining on the guy in front. The gap is 3.0 seconds.
I'm on the hunt. Yeah, fine.
So I just said I'm on the hunt because I'm trying to catch these guys really hard. Alright, let's keep going. We must be so they've just got by Lewis, who was a back marquee. Looks like he just got out of the way. He's got
Track temperature's rising. It's now 27 Celsius.
that's a pretty mad skin. We're about to chase. Let's see what the leaders are doing. Again, really close. I wonder if they're going to have a look. Oh, he's actually staying on the racetrack this time. What happens here? So they've done, look at their lap times, 43, 43.7, 43, so 43.7s. What am I doing? 42.8, a second in that last lap. So
The gap to Perez behind is increasing. It's now 3.7.
I'm also pulling a gap to Perez, who's actually going not that slow. He's 4/10 slower that last lap.
Powers, go get him.
A little
You tiger.
a little pep talk from Lewis there. So yeah, I did like that. Lewis tells me to go get him, which made me feel like, yeah, I'm gonna get these guys.
Okay, Luke, 15 minutes left. That's 15 minutes. Keep it
15
up. We're
minutes
looking
in the
good here.
session.
This fucker's trying to distract you. Don't let him.
I think we must be getting near the pit stop window. What lap are we on? We're on lap 16. So we're pitting in 2 laps. I don't know if these guys picked this lap. So I remember seeing this. So I think I pit next lap or the lap after. But I think that these guys lost.
The leader's pitting now.
Thank you, then.
You're
Right.
gaining on this
So
guy.
I've gone
The gap's
another
now
lap.
1.2.
I've gone 1 extra lap. It looked to me like they potentially were fighting a little bit coming into the pit. Like they probably took their pits quite slow. The entry, and I've practiced quite a lot of pit entry here. So now's the time. I think I was 2 seconds behind. I think I was 2 seconds or over 2 seconds behind when they decided to pit on that last lap. So it is best if you can stay out as long as you can when you're racing, because the car is at its lightest before you pit and at the end of the race, and that's when the car's going to be its fastest. So if you can stay out and put in good laps, I mean, I still did a 42.3. Jean-Luc behind 42.7. 43. So currently I think I'm probably the fastest guy on track. We have a back marker up here, Maurice. It should be a simple overtake. What lap? We're on lap 17. I think we're boxing in this lap, so we're entering the pits.
Thank you.
1 lap later, that's probably all my fuel, probably at the limit of fuel. We'll see how we do on pit entry.
Look out for the pit speed
As you
limit.
can see, I got
390 meters.
I got the car down to the correct speed just before the line, and I was able to hit the limiter probably 5 meters before.
50 meters.
See if we get a good entry into the pits. Yes, we do. So let's have a look at who was in front of me. Matthews and it was this guy in Joel. Why is he? What's going on here? Hold on.
Pit exit looks clear.
What's going on here? Oh wait, here's me coming out the pit. And this is the guy who was second. Oh, that is so sweet. So I made up over probably 2 seconds or over 2 seconds on these guys, but something happened because he was second, but where's the guy who was first? It must have been when they left the pit lane. He's here. So he leaves the pits. Why is he not moving? He's revving. I wonder if he took the wrong fuel. Oh, I wonder if he took the wrong fuel. Let's skip on up ahead. I wonder if he took the wrong fuel, because I don't understand why he would. Oh, so we're back on board with Matthews. So I'm actually first now. So I was third before the pit stop. It looks like going first maybe took the wrong fuel, and I came out half a second in front of the guy who was second. So that's a little recap. So I was absolutely loving this. We're on lap 18 out of 26. Basically, all I have to do now is I have to get at least 1 second coming onto that out of that corner. Yes, you need at least a minimum of 1 second to pull a gap. Anything less than they'll rule you in.
The gap behind is increased to 8.6.
So,
Work, Luke. They're leading now.
oh wait, hold on, what was said there?
Use your pit strategy. Work, Luke.
We think P6 has binned it in turn 12.
It's looking that way.
Huh. So Sven said,
Pit strategy work. I think you're leading now.
it seems like your pit strategy worked.
Yeah, I came out like half a second in front.
Yeah, so came at half a second in front. I can't tell what the gap is, but it looks pretty significant. I definitely feel like a lot of people brake later than me into turn 1, but I always hit the apex and I always get on the
Okay, Luke,
cars.
10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
10 minutes left in the session, so like I said, I always hit the apex at turn 1. Even though I brake a little bit earlier than most people, but I 100% hit the apex, and I always get on the power really early, which I feel like is more important than saving, braking deep and taking too much risk. So I think I made a little mistake there. I think I had a little bit of oversteer.
We think P6 has binned it in turn 6.
Yeah, a little slide. I don't know what the gap is, but it's not enough. It feels like it's pretty close. I don't know how close he gets.
We think P6 has gone off in turn 7. Come on, don't make it easy for him. Make him go the long way round.
We'll have a little, let's roll on board cockpit, maybe we can go on board with this guy. Not sure what that gap is. It looks about a second actually. So I think I might just be at the part where I pulled the gap I need. It's funny actually seeing that wheel, because I actually don't race with the wheel or the hands, so it's kind of weird to see that. He's taking a really shallow line there, I'm not sure why. You can take a wider line and cut across and get on the power earlier. We're coming up to the back marker. It looks like I'm pulling away.
The Gap behind is now 1.3.
1.3, so pulled 1.3. We have a back marker up ahead. Who's this?
High.
Sven. Told me to stay high.
Thank you.
So I've stayed high and he's dropped in behind to get that slipstream. We'll have a look at Matthias. It's looking like I've got maybe a second and a half, 2 seconds now. Little oversteer coming out. He's pushing hard to catch for sure.
What's your left, buddy?
What the hell, man?
A little miscommunication there. He told him a little bit late that he was to overtake on the left.
Told you, fast to be left. So.
Yeah, he did say pass left. He did
Told
say
you, fast to be left. So.
you said it when he was literally in your bumper. Luckily nothing came of it, so that's fine.
Yep, 1 second off. Thank you.
So I think he says there that he lost a second. So I think it was a 2 second gap, and then it came down to a 3 second gap. We're on lap 21. Let's just fast forward because I'm pretty sure. So this is the last lap. We're on lap 26. We've got a good big gap. I think that's a back marker. We got a huge gap to the car behind. Just bringing it home. Having a little look at some of the lap times. The last few I had pulled maybe like a 7-8 second gap, so I wasn't really pushing. But hitting 42s, 41s pretty much the whole race. Started in 9th. The first few laps were kind of crazy. People driving on the apron. I got hit. People crashing. Pushing really hard, and ended up getting from 3rd into 1st after a pit stop. And brought the car home for 1st, and it was so nice because the previous race I did before this, I was in 2nd and I got wrecked. My car was completely destroyed because someone, what happened? Someone rear-ended me into turn 1 and just spun me into a wall because they outbroke themselves. They broke too late. So this was really satisfying to bring the car home for a win after such a poor race. So yeah. If you like the video, if you like the race commentary videos, please let me know. Please give me a like, and if you want to see more videos, obviously subscribe. And coming across the line here into the bus stop for the last time. And thank you for watching.